And now the shootout you've been waiting for. Now, let's just look at these 4 contenders. Now, these are all, of course, slightly more expensive than the more budget phone cameras that actually a lot of people just use to take pictures.
Yeah, but I think that's the standard camera phone, and these, at least on paper, do claim that they have camera phone technology inside that is as good as standalone camera. So first we'll actually have a shootout between the 4 and then pit it against the Sony NEX6.
Let's just get into this. May the best man, may the best phone camera win.
Before we begin though, let's first acquaint ourselves with the latest in mobile camera tech, something HTC calls the ultrapixel. An ultrapixel is simply a marketing term that describes the size of an individual pixel. HTC wants you to know that you're getting a pixel that is bigger than anything else that the competition has. This is achieved by layering more photodiode over the sensor. This not only allows more light to come in but allows the camera to store more data in a single pixel. With that out of the way, let's start with the shootout. We began our quest with the low light test. All phone cameras were left to their default settings and we began clicking away. The Xperia Z disappointed us the most. We had high hopes from this camera, but the clarity and the quality in low light conditions left a lot to be desired. iPhone 5 came in at second in our test. With great picture quality, there was sharpness in the pictures and the overall quality was excellent. Where it failed though was the low light performance. Let's just be very clear here, the only reason iPhone 5 didn't score higher was because of the insanely good camera phones that took our first place. The HTC One did justice to its ultra-pixel Moncler by giving us amazing shots in low light. It matched the Lumia 920's PureView branded shooter with aplomb. Speaking of which, the Lumia 920 is still one of the best phone cameras around. It still has a lot of strut and delivered insanely detailed images compared to the rest of the phones with ease. Our verdict, it's a tie between the Lumia 920 and the HTC One. With our low light tests out of the way, we headed for some light in the shiny outdoors to see how the cameras performed. Once again, all the phones were left at default settings before the test began. The Xperia Z sadly was once again disappointing. The 13.1 megapixel camera on the phone is nothing to scoff at, but when it comes to delivering images comparable to other high-end smartphone cameras, it sadly falls short. The iPhone 5 was at its best, offering little to no color bleed, and the colors looked natural. In fact, that is exactly the problem we had with the HTC One. The photos were awesome, to put it bluntly. Great picture quality and sharpness, but the colors that the camera output left the team divided. We liked the clarity, but the colors never quite looked natural. The iPhone 5 beats the HTC One in that department easily. The Lumia 920 was the clear winner here, with great looking photos with nice detail and natural colors. Our scores, Xperia Z finishing last with the HTC One in third place, preceded by the iPhone 5 in second place, with the Lumia 920 finishing first. Two down, and we began the third test, which involved fast-moving subjects. Our goal was to find the camera with the least amount of blur in the images, and the camera's ability to stay in focus with a moving object. All the phones on our list except the iPhone 5 came with a sports mode to help us take these pictures. This is one test where the Xperia Z did fare pretty well, giving us nice pictures and minimal blur, but was easily dethroned by the iPhone 5 and the HTC One, both giving us great pictures with minimal fuss. The Lumia 920 once again shined here, taking great pictures with lesser blur compared to the other phones. Our scores, Xperia Z finishes last, with the iPhone 5 and HTC One taking a joint second place, and Lumia 920 once again trumping the rest of the pack.
So an interesting winner out there, but I think it would also be fair to say, Rajiv, that the pictures that any of these are taking, I guess the average person, especially in a small, unless you're blowing it up to the size of a house, you probably won't be able to tell much the difference, right?
Well, that's exactly what we're about to find out now, that, you know, we're living under the illusion that these were amazing, and actually the pictures came out amazing. I was more surprised and shocked than really disappointed, but maybe we'll know now, when a standalone camera gives you completely different results.
So we're going to pit this particular winner against the winner of our standalone Wi-Fi camera last week, which was the Sony NEX. Let's see how this shootout stacks up.
Now over to the next test. We pit our winner, the Lumia 920, against the mighty Sony NEX6. We visited the outdoors once again to pit these two together, and the results spoke for themselves. The natural colors we kept raving about suddenly seemed ordinary when pitted against the might of the NEX6. There was simply little competition. The Lumia 920 held its own easily against the phones, but when it came to pitting it against an actual camera, the Lumia 920 was absolutely no match. Our verdict, the NEX6 overpowered the PureView juggernaut with ease.